right then, here we are once more.
Hippity hooray! And what for?
I don't know, something. I mean, it's been a while since our last episode and that whole narrator business. I figured we should maybe catch up a little.
You and I have very different perceptions of what is a while, Twilight. It was literally just 2 episodes ago.
Maybe in the real world, but in case you haven't noticed, we made a time skip. About 3 weeks have passed in here.
3 whole weeks? Well, that at least explains why I ain't been feeling the usual cynicism lately. I was beginning to get underexposed to our group toxicity.
And we can't allow that, can we?
Mitnichten. So, should we maybe begin by each of us saying what we spent our times away from each other doing? Yeah, that's a great idea. There's nothing like a nice and natural sounding talk where we each take turns giving monologues.
You're saying that as if we weren't already doing exactly this.
You know there's this thing called irony.
Nope, never heard of it.
Alright, now who wants to start?
Oh, to hell with it. I'll be the one. And I can already check off AJ as well, because we actually were spending some time together. Last weekend, we went on a bike tour to the Everfree Forest. We even paid a visit to the old camping grounds, or rather what's left of it.
What happened? Did Filthy Rich buy it after all?
Don't think so, because it didn't look like there was any corporate shit going on like making it a parking lot or something. It was just abandoned. My guess is Gloriosa used her movie wage to move someplace else and leave that old mud pool behind her.
Wouldn't surprise me, honestly. She was being a real bitch most of the time during the film shoot. I think they made her the twist villain simply because of how she was acting on set.
Which is in stark contrast to her character in the movie. Nothing warms my heart quite like a good old character assassination.
Anyway, that's that. Other than that, I didn't do anything special. I sort of just chilled every day. Yeah, me too.
Well, concerning myself, I spent the last weeks thoroughly consuming some more dictionaries, so I can pollute these episodes with even more uncalled for foreign expressions. Who knows, I might even add in another language, just for fun. You, Rarity. I for one did what I do best, and that is nothing productive. I basically just sat around on the internet and searched for funny memes to laugh about. And I can proudly say I did my element justice.
I really must suppress my urge to scoff at how efficiently you've wasted your time, Pinky, because from where I'm standing, I really have no grounds to do so. Neither does Sunset, because the both of us equally wasted our lives the last few days.
Well, wasting is a little negatively said, but yeah, it still is kind of true.
What have y'all been doing?
We've been binge-watching Game of Thrones, the entire series in one go.
Those were the best and worst days in my life. The last season was definitely the best.
Oh wow, even I know that that's bullshit. Stop being so contrarian.
So y'all saying you've been binging that whole show non-stop? Can I ask everyone here an honest question? When was the last time any of us actually went to school?
Oh, right, Candlelight High. That is indeed a very good question, Applejack. I don't know.
Did we ever even go there at all? Or was it also just part of the movies?
Why, that's simple. It's of course. I see what you mean.
You know, if I'm being honest, I can't really remember. Did we ever mention anything about the school in the sketch series? Well, Fluttershy said something about kindergarten in the last episode.
Yeah, but that doesn't make a difference. I don't wonder whether the school is real or not, but I don't know if we're still students there. Or ever were.
I think it would be best just not to think about it.
Probably. Hey, Fluttershy, you didn't tell us about your time yet. Did you do anything interesting? Well, you could say so. I've spent the last days figuring out if I really was cured from my sick attractions to minors or animals. And luckily, it seems I really was. So I promptly decided to return to the things I'm really good at, my YouTube channel. Programmer Skiller 2000 has been inactive ever since the magic incident. But now I can plan my big gaming return, and I know just the right game to begin it. I'm gonna jump on the hype train and record a few rounds of Among Us.
Among Us, seriously? Man, I know Robotus is always way too late with all the topical stuff on principle, but this, even at the time of writing this script, that game is no longer a big deal.
Oh, shut up. You just need to know where to look. The right product always finds the right audience. But that's only half of what I spent my time doing. I actually was on quite a soul-searching dive into my inner self these last weeks, ever since I got returned to normal. I was wondering, why had I become like this? Because I had been this deranged long before I lost my magic, so I dove back into my past and I found the answer. It was my family.
Your family? What does that mean?
Yeah. Sorry if this sounds blunt, but you're making it sound like, I don't know, they forced you to fuck an animal or some shit?
No, nothing that extreme. But yes, the root for all this lies in my childhood. You see, growing up with a younger brother such as mine was always going to be challenging. But not only for me, but my parents too. I don't mean to blame them by saying this, but I always felt like I was loved a lot less than Zephyr was when we were young. Maybe because he was getting all the attention. I mean, you know him, even compared to me, he's a loser. In retrospect, I understand why it went the way it did for us. My parents knew that Zephyr would need every bit of support they could give him, otherwise he wouldn't make it. So they cuddled him and sheltered him for all his life, giving him everything he needed to function. And what did that make him? A spoiled, entitled brat with an ego that borders on narcissism, whose only accomplishment is having an interdimensional counterpart playing a role in one episode of a TV series. But he accomplished nothing. Living on welfare and just wasting his life playing video games day after day. He's not even being productive by making videos or something. He's just sitting there, playing nothing but Far Cry. I would hate him for stealing all our parents' love if his life wasn't already so empty. But I will not give him the satisfaction of breaking his vicious cycle of a daily routine.
Holy fuck, that is cold. I like that side of you.
So yeah, it is owed to my lonely childhood that I had to find comfort with others than my family. That's when I turned to the animals. They loved me without any condition, without demanding anything in return, and they never abandoned me. I had lost nearly all faith in other humans until I met you, only then I began trusting people again. But I was still far too detached from humans when my puberty began. I couldn't connect the urges emerging from inside me to other people, but instead it focused on those who I already loved, the animals. That led me onto a path that would continue to rock up more and more. And well, you know the rest.
Verflixtundsulgunet. I must say, I honestly wasn't expecting that kind of a deep and depressing backstory.
For real, y'all. Alrighty, who hijacked the channel and wrote this tragic shit? I thought this was the Robotus channel where only stupid stuff happened.
And what did all that have to do with your magic?
Well, before that I couldn't really talk to animals, at least I couldn't understand them. But when I realized that I suddenly knew what Angel was saying, it changed everything.
Didn't you say that you completely disregarded any complaints your bunny had?
Not in the beginning. We actually started out as a consensual couple. Though looking back, him agreeing to my proposal might have well been sarcasm.
And how did that whole map and plants gender thing play into this?
Let's not waste time mentioning those failed jokes. Why do you think Robotus had dementia wreck on them? Anyway, dementia might have fixed my character, but the emptiness I felt inside still remained. So I must find another way to fill it. That's why I've decided that I want to start a family of my own. Starting with a boyfriend.
A boyfriend. Yeah, that sounds like a great idea. And do you already have someone in mind?
No, unfortunately not. Yet.
Don't worry, Flats. I'm sure Robot is going to take the opportunity to dedicate some sketches just for that.
Great.
But I agree, finding a boyfriend is actually not a bad idea. I think I could also use someone in my life, other than just Spike.
Aren't you already dating Timber Spruce?
What? No, are you silly? That was just part of the movie. He's a celebrity actor. He doesn't have time for some urban city nerd.
Oh, right! That was the rule about relationships in this universe. I always forget.
Well, as far as I'm concerned, you girls can go wild with that idea, but I'm all good.
Why's that, Rarity?
Let's just say I had a rather disappointing experience in that department. You see, there was this really hot dude who took me out on a date and we had a real nice evening together. He told me that he couldn't wait to see me again, and that was the last time I ever heard from him.
I don't know. Maybe he didn't want to appear desperate.
When was it? About 4 years ago.
Oh. And do you have an idea why it didn't work out?
No, I don't have a fucking clue. I mean, I admit that I might have been playing a little hard to get after our date.
How so?
Oh, nothing all too wild. I just wanted him to prove how much he wants to see me again. I wanted him to come find me. So I went into witness protection. I changed my name and moved to the other side of town. By the way, my real name used to be Royalty. But I think by now it's clear that my so-called dream boy was just spouting empty words.
Well, seems like it. Let's just leave it at that.
And what about you, Sunset? Do you also want to hop on the bandwagon of starting a new relationship?
No thanks, I'm also good. After all, I've got Flash Sentry.
Flash? Really? In what reality do you have Flash?
I'm serious. Don't you remember in the 4th movie, when he was talking to me at the house? Oh my fucking god, that was also not real. It was just part of the movie. Well, at least that explains why he hasn't once called me in almost a year. Okay, maybe I might also consider it. I just need to figure out if that claim of me being bisexual is canon or not. Hasn't really been quite clear yet.
Does that really matter, honestly? We nothing like our show characters anyways.
Also true. Fine, I'm in for it. I don't have anything better to do with my character either way.
That's the right attitude.
So Robotus won't be asked to remember mentioning our take on this relationship part?
Apparently not.
Bastard. You know what? That's fine. I don't give a shit. Dating is for simps anyways.
You said it. So, how does this work now? When does this post-credit scene end? Do we need to, say a keyword or something?
Maybe. Let me try one.